air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Welcome, or welcome back to the Mind, Body, Soul Evolution, or welcome everyone. This is your reading for November 2025. This is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. So I just have some notes I want to touch on, and we have 3 decks, maybe 4. I have 2 tarot decks, but we'll see if we need 2 of them or not. We have the Moonology deck, our 2 tarot decks, and the Divine Guidance Oracle deck. But I just want to hit on some events happening in November. So November is a very, very busy month, retrograde season. Yes, a lot of planets going retrograde, which can kind of slow the process down for some things, but it also brings a lot of awareness. It cultivates a lot of reflection. So November 9th, Mercury goes retrograde from November 9th to the 29th. Mercury, although it starts November 9th, which is technically Scorpio season, Mercury itself is in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, you're going to be really affected by this retrograde, although Sagittarius is not on here. But it's going to be retrograde through Sagittarius season. So Mercury retrograde, we know this can lead to problems with communication, technology, and travel. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time if you're traveling. Make sure that if you're having communication with someone that is going awry, and if this relationship is really important to you, you just kind of table the conversation, or maybe you pre-plan what you want to say, right? So emotions don't get in the way. And if technology, just expect some delays in technology. The phone's going down or your computer not working. Just be aware of your electronic transfers. Make sure that you're sending the proper text to the proper person. We would not want the wrong person to get a hold of some text messages, right? So just watch that. We also have Jupiter going retrograde now. Jupiter is in Cancer. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Jupiter is now in Cancer, which will be there for another 7 months, I believe. 7 or 8 months. It's going to be there for a while. Jupiter loves being in Cancer, but it's going retrograde. So this is asking us to focus on our emotional security, our family connections, and nurturing ourselves. And these are all Cancerian traits. So when the planet is in a sign, it asks you to kind of lean into the traits of that sign. And we also have going retrograde, Pluto, Neptune, and Saturn. So this could be, for so many, a time for a deeper reflection, a lot of transformation, and some spiritual awareness and structural foundations for life. Now, I've already done our fire signs and our air signs, and there's our fire signs rather, and our earth signs. And there's a lot happening for them. So our air signs. Let's see what this holds for you. And we will start off with hello, Gemini. Welcome to November. How is Gemini doing? We'll see what the Divine Guidance Oracle deck holds for our Gemini friends. I hope everyone is enjoying the fall season if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, spring if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. Right? So let's see what the Divine Oracle deck holds for our Gemini friends, our first air sign of the zodiac, the big thinkers, right? The balancing Gemini is the twins. It's represented by the Lover's card in the Tarot deck, and it is equality, balance, seeing both sides of a situation. So let's just see here. And we'll just pull 2. Well, 2 cards came out. I'm going to say I will pull 2 because I've pulled 2 for everybody, and you already have 2 cards. So grounded, this card keeps coming out. So with a lot of planets retrograding, that is a natural grounding process to begin with. But we can feel like we're getting a little antsy in the process. So this says, grounded, many of the most evoked evolved, rather, many of the most evolved beings on earth are just regular folks, living life with joy, dignity, and courage. And it's I guess this is a goat. It's got two birds and it got butterflies around. And the beautiful green for grounding. And you also have clearing Ganesha, right? Which I have Ganesha right up here. And it says, as true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine, mine, mine to God's, God's, God's. Such freedom. So changing your perspective, right? And Ganesha is the Hindu deity of overcoming obstacles. Very interesting. So again, as a true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. So what is it Gemini would like to let go of? Probably something in the thought element, right? Because Geminis they're associated with the swords and the tarot, and that is your thoughts. So what thoughts, Gemini? Are we grounding ourselves and are we clearing? Let's see, what does the tarot hold for our Gemini friends in this month of November? It is, like I said, it's been a very interesting read for November so far. So let's see what this holds for Gemini. And I'm pulling these on today's, the 30th, okay. The 30th of October, so this will be out by the 31st. So right away, 3 of Wands. You're already looking towards the future. You have enthusiasm. You are ready to cross whatever land or whatever experience you need to get to where you want to go. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, Judgment. That's your clearing. That is your releasing, right? Judgment is, this is a major breakthrough time for you. Page of Pentacles, a lot of Pentacles here for our Gemini friends. Are you working on finances, money, security? 7 of Cups, dreams, right? What are you dreaming about? And let's see what else comes up. Let's see what else comes up before we get too deep into this. So far, all of your cards, except for now this one, are face up. 1 major arcana, which is card number 20. Judgment. This is the breaking free before we get to the last card in the major arcana, which is the world coming full circle. So you're at the very edge of a major breakthrough, Gemini. I love this. And you probably know that. You can probably feel it. Most people tend to know. So Gemini, don't be surprised if when we are all, any of us, are on the edge of a breakthrough in some area or aspect of life. Energies tend to get really intense, right? Like they start to just swell up inside of us. So don't be surprised if you feel some frustration. If there is more expectations from people towards you coming up. This is a sign that you're ready for a breakthrough. On the root of the deck, Knight of Cups. You have Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is very romantic. It's the most romantic knight. It's almost the most romantic card in the deck, in my opinion. So learning to love and nurture yourself, following your dreams. But let's see what else is here. You have Judgment and you have Death. Yeah, 10 of Swords. Yeah, Ace. 10 of Swords followed by the Ace of Swords. Again, you're clearing. In order to clear, though, Gemini, you have to get grounded, which is probably why all these pentacles, right? You've got Knight, 7, and Page of Pentacles, which are all very slow. It's a very slow-moving energy. And grounding is very slow energy, right? It's being who you are and living your life. And when it's time to clear things out, the death card, the death and the judgment are both kind of, judgment, death is about, it's death and rebirth. And the judgment is breaking free, that kind of like bursting through a barrier. So you have, let's go into this. Three of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. So Gemini, what life are you trying to build for yourself? Ten of Wands, or Ten of Swords, we're going to go right here. Because you have the Death card, and just right after the Death card, and you have the Ten of Swords. Like, you're done. You're at the end of something. You're starting to see some things from a new perspective. These are your cards. This is your energy. So whatever thoughts have been spinning in your mind, or that you have created from someone else's version of what your life should be, that's coming to a close. Right? You're getting a fresh perspective. And I just point out that there is a crown at the very top of the sword blade, right? At the very tip of the point of the sword. So that can actually mean into leaning into your higher self, whether it is you consider this a spiritual higher self, or if you're allowing finally the clouds or the chatter to leave and to get clarity within your own mind or your spiritual self. But you're finally getting clear. Again, I'm going to ask you, you're ready to take the steps, Gemini. What life do you want to build for yourself? And you know this is going to take time. This is all Virgo energy here. Well, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, the Knights, right? They are very youthful energy, like the teenage energy. Knights are associated with the element of fire, but Pentacles are associated with the element of earth. So allowing those seeds to be planted that really start to light a spark inside of you, but knowing that it's going to take time, work, and determination to see the fruit of your labor, to see things coming together. But you know they're coming together, Gemini. Right? You can almost, like I said, you can almost feel it. This breakthrough is here. Page of Pentacles is saying, okay, you have the Seven of Cups. What dreams do you want to have fulfilled, and what dreams were not fulfilling you at all? What dreams maybe were not even your dreams that you've been carrying for a while? They're the ones, the things that you've been carrying, Gemini, that are not yours. They're gone. They're gone. You're done. You've mentally fatigued yourself. You're leaning into a new direction of learning to listen to your intuition and loving yourself. Underneath the next card under that is the Three of Swords. It's almost like you're unbreaking your own heart. Like each sword that you're pulling out of your heart could represent something that you've been doing that has not brought you fulfillment. It has not brought you joy. It has been maybe not even a dream. Maybe it's been kind of like a nightmarish thing, whether it is a job you've been working, or maybe it's where you live. But you're finally ready to pull these out and learning to follow your intuition onto self-nurture and self-love. All right, and so this comes into like when Jupiter goes retrograde, right? Nurturing yourself. And yes, we want to nurture others, but you really have to, Gemini, nurture yourself. And for some Geminis, you haven't been doing that like at all. You haven't been taking care of yourself. That could be for a couple of reasons. It could be for some of you, it's an avoidance. Because once you start to take care of yourself and nurture yourself, things come to the surface, and there may be some things that are revealed to you that maybe you haven't wanted to take a look at or to heal, or maybe you know within you that there are some things you needed to let go of and you weren't ready to. You're ready to now, Gemini. Big pivotal moment for you. Let's pull out your Moonology card. Let's round out your reading, Gemini. Boy, big. And all of our base cards, all of our base signs, our first signs, they're always coming out with something big, something really catapulting the rest of the signs in their element. So you're kind of really like forging the path forward of freedom, of, you know, being clear, getting really grounded in what you want, and knowing that it's okay to take your time and to love into yourself, to receive all this stuff. Yeah, so let's see what the Moonology holds for our Gemini friends. You have new moon in Sagittarius, so that is your opposite sign, so that is your counterbalance. Focus on the positive. Focus on the positive. So yeah, so when you hit this Ten of Swords, when you hit this death, and I said at the beginning of this, you're going through a transformation. When we are on the cusp or the edge of change, things get really intense. We get frustrated. People irritate us. A lot of problems seem to come up all at one time. Focus on the positive. Instead of saying, why is this happening? What the hell is this? Say, okay, what am I learning through this process? And what is this showing me? Where is this guiding me to? This is just the end of a cycle. It is not the end of you. Maybe the end of the way you do your life. But you're realizing there's a new way to do life. There's a more nurturing way. This way of doing life is done for you, Gemini. So feel into it. Focus on the positive. You see that? Gemini, powerful reading for your November. If this resonates with you, let me know. If you have any questions about any of this, put it in the comments. And of course, if you would like to schedule a personal reading around your situation, my contact information is in the description box. You always reach out and we can get you on the books. Right now I am scheduling for this year, but readings for the year ahead for 2026. So if you want to go into that, Gemini, let me know. Okay, Gemini, that is your reading, and we will go into Libra. Hello, Libra. How are you? Happy fall, happy November. It's already fall, but happy November. Right? How are our Libra friends? How is the fall going for you? We've had like rainstorms coming in all morning, and now all of a sudden I'm pulling cards and the rain has stopped and the sun is coming out. I love that. I just love when that happens. And it was supposed to rain up until tonight, but we're getting a break, so I'm really loving that. So maybe Libra is bringing some luck into us today. So Libra, let's see what the divine, okay, we have two cards together here too. Energetic clearing and expansiveness. Energetic clearing during crisis. And someone else had this card as well, but I don't remember who. During crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. New plan coming for you, Libra. You have to empty and void out the old stuff. And right after that is the card of expansiveness. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. Leaning into that place of trust and higher consciousness. Energetic clearing and expansiveness. Okay, Libra, energetic clearing and expansiveness, right? You're being prepared for something really big. Now, it could be something that other people see as small, but it could be something that's really, really huge for you. So that term big, or this luminous plan, you know, just kind of wait and see what that's all about. Sometimes these things can come off as being really small, and you go, oh, wait, that's it? But it's the first step into something that's going to open up to something much greater. So just trust the process, Libra. But you tend to do that as well. You're expanding, right? Leaning into knowing that there's more than just this life and more than this, just this world and this universe. Five of Swords. Let's see. Very interesting. That could have to do with your energetic clearing. Swords tend to, you know, air element, cut off or cut through the things that need to be gone, cut off anything that's in the way so you can expand. So let's dive a little deeper. I'm just going to use these cards over here. So we have some space. Okay, Five of Swords, Five of Wands. Two fives are about transition, right? A turning point. What are you fighting against or fighting for? This is going to be very interesting, Libra. We may have to go deeper into your cards. We'll see. Two cards face down, two cards face up. The Chariot. Whatever it is, you're ready. You're ready to go. You're ready to explore something new. Let's see what else comes out for you. Okay. We'll pull a couple more. We'll pull two more, unless more want to come out. I like to deal with 9 cards personally, but that's my life path number. Maybe that's why. It was kind of like Two of Pentacles. On the root of the deck, the Hanged Man, right? So contemplating. What are you contemplating? What are you kind of like? The Hanged Man could also be taking a break. Like just kind of listening to your intuition and taking a break. And maybe so, because there's some chaos here. Five of Swords, Five of Wands. There's a little bit of chaos going on. So let's see. Two of Swords, Five of Swords, Five of Wands. Okay, then you have the Three of Cups, the Chariot, strength, a little Leo energy, Seven of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, so balance. So let's see. Leaning into your intuition, taking a break, seeing things from a different perspective, because maybe you haven't been seeing things either as they are, or things have been unclear. For some of our Libra friends, there's the feeling that there's been some, the word deception is coming up. I don't know if it is deception or there's definitely been a disruption and you've been thrown off a little bit. And so take that however it resonates for you. But you know, Five of Swords is like, I mean, this person here, he looks like he's got a little smirk on his face, like he's won the battle. But then this person here is like, oh, they look like they have their head down, like they're really heartbroken. Yeah. So maybe there was not seeing things. Sometimes things are not revealed to us, Libra, until we actually start to take action. And then there's always, you know, a result of the action. There's, you know, so maybe you're realizing that I kind of get the idea, the feeling that there's some type of deception, or that maybe you've been fighting for something that you don't need to be fighting for. Are you fighting for someone else? Are you doing bidding for someone else, and you're realizing it's not even it's not even your fight to be in. Because then you come back from all of this chaos of, the Five of Wands, and they all look like they're struggling. They're either trying to create something, or everyone's trying to be in charge. This one, people are like walking away, like they're just frustrated in their mind. They can't come together. So maybe you're leaving all this behind and finding people who want to celebrate life with you instead of fight life with you. Does that make sense? The Chariot, and you're really ready. You're ready for a change. You're ready to find peace in your personal strength. And there is peace in strength. Strength is not always this big, rigid, bravado thing. Sometimes strength is finding a peaceful place to be. And I feel like that's where you're going. Gemini just had this. The dream is just to keep, have simplicity, to have balance, to have some fun, to celebrate life, to move at your pace with your own intuition. These three cards have a lot of golden illumination here, illuminating his crown chakra, moving forward with the light behind you. So, this is his crown chakra. Oh, where's he at? Crown chakra here. But the color yellow gold is your solar plexus. That is your place of inner strength, and that is how you perceive yourself. Moving forward, knowing that you have made decisions that are now aligning with you, and you're moving away from whatever this chaos is. Whatever this chaos is, it's not even yours. And you find peace in knowing that I am strong enough. The infinity symbol, the lion, and she's got the laurel around her head and around her waist. You're returning back to the nature of you, Libra. So if you felt like your life has been out of balance, or you haven't been yourself, that is starting to restore itself. And I say that because now you start off with the Two of Swords, like trying to make a decision, and then you end off with the Two of Pentacles. Okay, now I can finally find balance and harmony. This water looks calm behind her, but it is at her back. And although this water is at his back as well, there is movement in the water. There are ships moving. Kind of like the flow of life is coming back in. So if you've been going through something, Libra, and again, this energetic clearing, right? It's emptying you of fears and attachments. Maybe this is the breaking free of attachments. You're using the sword to cut off things you're not attached to. Fear, not seeing. Not being able to see. Oh, there's a crescent moon in here, not wanting to see. Or maybe it's not even yours to see. I just wonder if some of the Libras out there their energy has been pulled away from them for something that's not even theirs to be a part of or to be responsible for. Libra, you have to let me know. Well, if you want, you can let me know. Let's pull your last card, your Moonology card. Libra, let's see what this is all about for you. And what lunar energy is guiding you through all of this. Because you have expansiveness, right? Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. So maybe you're breaking free from exhaustion and you're leaning into more expansiveness. And maybe that's why you can't really see. You're not an ego-driven person. Generally, Libras are not ego-driven. I mean, they like beauty. They like to present themselves in a certain way in the world. But it's more about pride. And if you see here, that both cards, there are butterflies. Butterflies in the circle and butterflies all around. So if you just happen, although where I'm at now, there are no butterflies out, but you never know. There might be a butterfly. You might pick up a book and there could be butterflies in it. You could be watching a documentary and it's all of a sudden like it's about butterflies. Or wings, or that's about transformation as well, right? Expansiveness, transformation, transforming from one to the next. There are also elephants on here. So elephants are very spiritually attuned animals. They are my spirit animal. I have my green elephant back here, wherever he's at. Can't point you. Oh, here it is, from my son-in-law. I have elephants all over the house. Reminders, right? Reminders. So Libra, this is a very interesting reading. Let's see. Let's pull your Moonology card and let's see what this holds for you. Full moon in Taurus, detoxify. Okay, energy clearing, energetic clearing and detoxify. So you're clearing out the things, right, that are keeping you from your creative endeavors, from being your authentic self. But here's the thing. It's already starting. Like, you already have like this universal energetic pull to start this for you, Libra. So I don't think that there has to be a lot of work on your end. I think it's about receiving it in. Detoxify. And this is detoxifying from thoughts, from people, from situations. Taking some time and contemplating, what do you want for yourself? Interesting reading, Libra, for sure. And always, if you have any questions about this reading or any of the cards here or a deeper meaning, feel free to reach out. And of course, if you want to schedule a private reading about your personal situation, I am always here for that. So Libra, that is your reading. Thank you for watching, and we will go on to Aquarius. Hello, Aquarius. How are you? Let's pull out your cards because it has been an interesting ride with our air signs for sure. And again, like I said, the sun is out. It's been pouring rain all day long. There's a storm that's coming in and maybe it has passed. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? So Aquarius. Let's pull out a second card for you. What does the Divine Guidance Oracle deck hold for our Aquarian friends? We have divine love. Oh my goodness. And expansiveness. Okay. Libra is kind of continuing in with you. Expansiveness, right? Again, eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. So the spiritual world is far more creative than the physical world. Divine love. When you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. Very spiritual, starting off with a very spiritual element, Aquarius. So let's see what the Tarot holds for our Aquarian friends for the month of November. Very deep readings. These readings are going a little deeper than they generally do. And it's not surprising. We have, again, 5 planets going retrograde. We're nearing the end of the Gregorian calendar, right? For the year 2025. 2 months left. And so there's always in our minds and our hearts and even our souls, like, time for transformation. Most people look at the new year coming and they start to plan their resolve. So it's not a surprise that these big expansions and big changes are coming up for everyone. But let's see what the Tarot holds for our Aquarian friends. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarius, High Priestess. Okay. 2 major arcanas. Wheel of Fortune is right in the middle. It's card number 10, so it's a turning point. Right? It could be, some people call this the Wheel of Destiny. The fate of, destiny is turning in your favor. Or turning you, you're being turned towards your destiny. The High Priestess. So you have, expansiveness, and you have divine love. And when you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin an affair with the spirit. And the High Priestess is the direct connection to direct source and divine, whatever it is you believe on the other side or outside of yourself. Ace of Wands, Seven of Wands. Okay. Three of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. New opportunities coming your way. The Pentacles we know are associated with the element of earth. So this could be job and career. It could be home. Or the things that make you feel secure and stable in. And that could also be your spiritual beliefs. If you have not been, but we'll see, we still have 4 cards face down. If you have felt separated or disassociated from your spiritual beliefs, maybe you're making a return. But let me see. Let's get a little deeper into this. 4 of Cups, Temperance. You have both Sagittarian cards. Sagittarius has 2 cards in the major arcana, Wheel of Fortune and Temperance. You have both of them. If you have Saggy friends, like I'm your Saggy friend, reach out to them, especially if you need help understanding your spiritual path. The Hermit, right? So right now you have 4 major arcanas right in a row. Okay, I think Sagittarius had 5. You have the 5 of Swords as well. This is very interesting. So let's get into this. 4 of Cups. So Wheel of Fortune, High Priestess. Aquarius, I'm getting the feeling like you're waiting for something better. Like there's an offer on the table or an offer coming, but you're waiting for something better. You're like, yeah, I've been there. I've done that. I'm not doing the same thing again. There's something better coming your way. You can feel the energy of the wheel turning in your favor. You can feel like you're connected to something much bigger than what you are doing now. Alchemy. Some of you are actually creating something very new for yourselves and our Aquarian friends. And you know this because you've done some internal reflection. You've done a lot of internal reflection, I should say, not just some. You've done a lot of internal reflection. And you realize that some things were just not worth it. They were draining your mental capacity. You're making space for something that's new and exciting to come your way. Something that you can really trust. The word trust is coming up. So I don't know, Aquarians, if you've had trouble trusting yourself, this feels like self-trust. I feel like you've been resisting this change for a little while, Aquarius. Like, it was time to cut ties somewhere or with something or someone. And there has been some resistance. But you've been waiting for this new opportunity, right? Because you sat here and you've gone, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I don't want this. In a spiritual place, in a very internal place, that there's something more for you. You know that the wheel of fate is working in your favor, is taking you to where you need to go. Because you've been trying to create this for a while. It could be a project you've been working on. I get the feeling that this is something completely different than what you're doing, whether you are creating a business. For some of our Aquarians, you could be creating something that the world has not quite seen, or they haven't seen it the way that you are presenting it. Ace of Pentacles was at the root of the deck. Opportunities. You're living your life on your terms because you decided to wait. You decided to have faith in your higher self. You decided to wait until the energy was pulling you in the direction, letting you know that, okay, for now it's time to create and alchemize because you've done your internal reflection. This you're done with. You had to cut ties and cords from whatever was holding you back. Opportunity started to present itself, but you went, oh, hold on. That resistance, that old resistance came up, and then you said, no, wait a minute, this is my dream. It is there. I'm literally watching my dream in front of me coming into reality. And the opportunities to create this are literally being handed to you. Wow. This is phenomenal, Aquarius. This is massive. And this is all spiritually related, or that you are listening to your internal compass, your own intuition. Whatever that means for you. Let's see what the Moonology deck holds for our Aquarian friends. I love this. I love all the readings, and I say that all the time, and I know that. And I know that there are some readings that are a little bumpy, and some readings just kind of pour out. But yeah, and use the energies, all of our signs, with these retrograde planets. Like, use these energies to help you, right? If there's a setback, there's a reason for the setback. Just maybe embrace it and say, refocus. What is this showing me? Where is this guiding me? If it's not the right time, it's not the right time, and it's okay. Okay, you got the same card. Full Moon in Taurus, detoxify. Yeah. Maybe that's what you've been doing as you're doing this internal reflection, right? You've been detoxifying yourself from the things that no longer fit. Realizing that, again, the things that you need to cut off, no longer settling. Aquarius, you're no longer settling. And you're letting go of that belief that says you have to accept what comes your way. And you don't, and now you know that. So our air signs, this is your reading for November. I hope this has been insightful, helpful. Maybe it has raised a few more questions, which is always what I like. And again, if you have questions, put them in the comment box. And if you would like to work with me in any capacity, send me an email and let's get you on the books. Until next time, happy November, everyone. Always, I send you light and I send you love.